here in downtown Houston. What a treat for our fans. We had prime time, and now look who is here.
All right.
Our next guest really needs no introduction. 9-time Pro Bowler, 1984 NFL MVP. He's the one and only Hall of Famer, Dan Marino, here with us on behalf of Nutrisystem.
Yes, yes. And the one thing I want to say is Monday is the biggest decision diet day for men in the country. It's not
not New Year's?
Not New Year's. It's after the Super Bowl. Everybody's drinking their beer, having their nachos. And Nutrisystem has a new plan called Lean 13.
Okay.
Lose up to 13 pounds in a month, and you guys are in good shape.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it, though. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
We're always working on it, please.
Thanks for letting me bring that up.
No, please. We so appreciate it. All right, so you also tweeted us using our hashtag FTSuperPick. We want you guys at home to do that as well. Hit us up on our First Take Twitter page. And Dan, you went with the Falcons.
Yeah.
How come?
Well, just looking at it, I mean, I think that they have the ability to score with the Patriots and match the Patriots. And I think it's going to be a close game. Could be a high-scoring game. Just feel like this team is young, and they got a lot of big play players on offense. You know, that with Julio and Sanu and the guys that they have, in a way Ryan's playing, he's probably going to be the MVP. That if it's going to be close, and they're going to win at the end with a big play. Of course, I mean, that's kind of, you know, I mean, I could have studied it a little more, but that's how I feel.
Their injury, though, to the secondary, like Trufant, you lose a guy who you really need against the strength of the Patriots versus the Patriots not having Gronk. That goes up against the weakness of the Falcons in the secondary. You know, does that do anything for you in terms of tipping it toward?
Oh yeah, I mean, look Tom Brady can go out and light it up. I mean, that's why this is going to be a great game, I think, because both offenses could put up a lot of points, and it's really, to me, it comes down. Like every game, especially these games, big plays on defense, who can get a turnover, who can change the field. New England's going to try to run the ball, I think, and keep, be efficient on third down and keep, Matt Ryan off the field. I mean, the best way to protect your defense is to have their other offense standing on the sidelines. And that's just the way it is, and I think that's what they're going to try to do.
Before I say anything, I want to say that I've always considered you one of the greatest quarterbacks that I've ever seen. I've always considered you a champion. I've always resented the Dolphins for never giving you a defense ever in your career, as far as I'm concerned.
We had some good ones.
Yeah, I don't recall, Dan. I don't recall on the defensive side of the ball. But I will ask you this question.
Yep.
Having said all of that, knowing how familiar you are with high-powered offenses but questionable defenses, I am surprised that you're going with the Falcons. Are you not concerned with that relatively young defense going up against an experienced Tom Brady?
No, it's what I just said. I mean, Tom could go out there and light it up. That could happen. I think that's why the Atlanta Falcons are going to have to match him. Match him. If there's, Patriots go down and score, Falcons got to go down and score. And you just got to stay tight that way, try to win it in the fourth quarter.
And sitting there going, if I had Freeman or Coleman, I'd have been okay. They got Freeman and Coleman in Atlanta.
They got a lot of big players there in Atlanta, so that's just my thoughts on it.
Dan, how much of a factor is experience? With this being Matt Ryan's first Super Bowl, Brady's, it's his 7th trip. How much does that play into
That is a big factor, and that's, why you could consider even taking the Patriots, because they've been there so many times. They know what it takes. Tom Brady knows how to prepare for a Super Bowl. He understands the outside influences, how to handle all that, because he's done it before. He's won, he's lost. But, that's the other thing. Matt Ryan, the Atlanta Falcons, never been there before. That's the one thing that you worry about.
And that I think that first quarter is going to be imperative, how they come out.
Right, how they handle it.
If you were Tom Brady and you had gotten suspended for the first 4 games because of Deflategate, and if you won, Roger Goodell would have to be up on that podium, handing that Lombardi trophy to y'all. How much of an extra level of motivation would that be for you?
I think it's motivation no matter what. Considering those circumstances, I think it's a little more, but knowing Tom and how competitive he is and the kind of player he is and the things he's done in his career, to him, he's not even thinking about that. All he's thinking about is winning that football game and winning another Super Bowl.
Now, for Matt Ryan, who's very talented, it's not a shot at Matt Ryan. Maybe he will get the MVP this year, but not Dan Marino talent. You, along with Aaron Rodgers, you're just talking about the two best I've ever seen, independent of coach and scheme and offensive line and running. It's you or Aaron Rodgers. And
thank you.
And it happened for
nice
you getting to the Super Bowl. I think most people from that era have the same feeling. Getting to the Super Bowl early in your career, there's no way to know that would be something that kind of hung on you, not winning a Super Bowl. But Matt Ryan's been around for a while and has heard that he can't win in the playoffs and everything. Do you think that is an advantage for him, serving as extra motivation, or is that more pressure in this game for him?
You know, I think it's a little pressure because he's the first time being there. When I went, I was very young. I was 23 years old, still the youngest guy to start in a Super Bowl, and that's been a long time. And I felt like I was going to be back again, no problem, going to win a couple, being, a couple more, and for him, he hasn't been there yet. He's getting a little older. Yeah, there is going to be some pressure on him. That's why the key, you mentioned, coming out and playing good early.
Yeah.
For him, getting that confidence and playing good early because you're going to have to match the Patriots. So there is pressure on him to win. Yeah.
We talk a lot about Belichick. I don't think we've talked enough about Quinn. Defensive coordinator in Seattle, they beat Peyton Manning. They lose a Super Bowl to the Patriots with him as defensive coordinator. They should have won at Pete Carroll, giving Marshawn Lynch the damn ball at the half-yard line. Then this year, they beat Russell Wilson in the postseason and Aaron Rodgers in the postseason. Is Quinn equipped and ready to knock off Belichick? I'm talking coaching acumen, considering the greatness of a Bill Belichick. How much of a challenge do you think is Quinn going to be for him?
I think it is going to be a challenge because, once again, the Patriots have that experience. Belichick has coached in Super Bowls before. He gets it. He understands, what it takes and how to game plan, certain things to be ready to play in the fourth quarter. So there is pressure on Quinn about that. But, they're a young team. They're going to be out there. They're very talented. I do believe, the fact that he is young, a defensive guy, that he's going to have to slow down Brady a little bit, but I think they can do it.
And Quinn does have experience, too. He did coach on some level in 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls. Yeah. And thank you so much for being with us.
You guys are great.
And now, after we binge eat and drink way too much on Sunday, we can lose 13 pounds with Nutrisystem.
Lean
Love
13, baby.
Love it. The Hall of Famer.
All right,
let's give it up for Dan Marino. Coming up next, Prime Time is back with us in the daytime. Deion